Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Matt and welcome to my very first installment of some single malt reviews. Now, I spend the better part of my evenings watching my kids go through YouTube videos and they're watching people open blind bags and reviewing toys, and I figure I could be that person, only I'm going to review some adult toys, but not the kind of adult toys you're thinking about. But if you're anything like me, if you go into a liquor store, you get a little intimidated when you're shopping for a bottle of scotch. There's so many to choose from, no one can pronounce the names, and that's probably why people opt to buy a bottle of Johnny Walker, because it's a known commodity and you can just pronounce it, Johnny Walker. But we've got a few things here today, and I even struggle with the pronunciation. I'm certainly by no means no expert, but what I've got here are 6 different single malts from different regions of Scotland. I have one which, if you pronounce it phonetically, is Auchentoshan, although the correct pronunciation is Auchentoshan. Rolls right off the tongue, Auchentoshan. This is from the lowlands part of Scotland. We have a couple of Highlands varieties here. We have a Macallan 18 year, they have a 12 year, they have a 21 year. I like the 18. We have an Oban 14. And I guess I should have prefaced this by saying that the different regions of Scotland, the whiskeys take on a different flavor because they have different soil, and so they're brewed in different casks often. So you end up with a lot of different flavors depending upon what part of the country the Scotch is brewed. We have a Balvenie here. This is from the Speyside version, or excuse me, the location in Scotland. It looks like it's pronounced Speyside, but Speyside is how they pronounce it. And we have a couple from Islay, which is Islay. Looks like Islay, but it's Islay. We have a Lafroig and we have a Lagavulin, which this one is brand new. I just got. I've only tried it once. Liked it a lot. Their 16-year-old is one of my favorites of all scotches. So I don't know if you can tell here, but if you look closely, you'll see that the scotches are different here. This one's a little bit darker, this one's a little bit lighter. And, I don't pretend to be a Scotch snob, and, if you read about the tasting notes, they'll tell you they taste of honey and caramel and vanilla and cinnamon. I call BS on that. I can't distinguish honey from vanilla from whatever all these people say. But they get their color because they're brewed over a different period of time and in different kind of casks, in sherry casks or in oak casks, or sometimes in several. For example, this one is brewed in 3 different types of casks. And without further ado, I'm just going to dive right into it and take a little sniff of it. And in full disclosure, I have put a splash of water in each one of these for 2 reasons. Number 1, because I'm a lightweight and I don't want to get hammered here on camera. But number 2, people will actually tell you if you put a little bit of water into your single malt, it helps open it up a little bit and actually becomes a little bit more flavorful. It's delicious. If you believe what they write on the bottle, it's supposed to be fruity and complex and chocolatey and all that. I don't taste that. It's good though. Highly recommend it. And again, this one is brewed in 3 different types of casks. And this is the Auchentoshan, and it is the 3-wood, they call it. 3-wood because it's brewed and they're aged in 3 different casks. So if we move onto a couple of Highlands varieties, we have this Macallan 18. And I guess I should also point out that there is a little bit of a cost differential in these bottles retail. They range on the low side, $40 or so to there are a couple expensive ones here that are well over $100 and a little bit beyond. But I've also found that there isn't necessarily a correlation between high price and good scotch. As I said, the Lagavulin 16 is my absolute favorite. I mean, it is it's not Seagram's prices, but it's $50, $60 a bottle. You get a phenomenal bottle of whiskey. So this Macallan 18 is very light, sort of caramel colored. Very warm, very smooth. I'm sure it says on here what it's supposed to taste like. Again, Couldn't tell you. Who cares? It's good. The Oban is also from the Highlands of Scotland. A little bit different color than the Macallan. Smells like alcohol. Probably will taste like alcohol. Good, not great. Good, not great, I'd say. Can't quite put my finger on what. Sometimes you just like things that you like and you can't quite explain it. I just like the Macallan. The Oban didn't do it for me as much. Here we have this Balvenie. This is, as I said, from the Speyside region of Scotland. You know, they all smell like Scotch. It actually, believe it or not, to me anyway, tasted very similar to the Oban. Maybe if I just have a drink of water here. Tasted similar. They all say that they're supposed to taste a little bit like honey and sherry, and looks like honey a little bit, doesn't necessarily taste like honey. I just don't have, the kind of palate that could distinguish from all of these subtle flavors. So onto the Laphroaig here. These are from the Islay region, as I said. Really like this. They tend to be peatier, smokier, and those are really the kind of whiskeys that I like. A really smoky, peaty flavor, and these definitely have both of that. And you can smell it right away. There's a noticeable difference in odor between these and these other varieties here. Yeah, and you can taste it. I mean, it tastes as if you had just chewed on a piece of charcoal, but in a good way. It's very smoky, campfirey. I love it. It's fantastic. I taste the finish. It's warm and delicious. Highly recommended. Go out and get some immediately. And as I mentioned, the Lagavulin, just picked this up. Tried a drink the other night. It was the first one. Really liked it. Sort of resembled just a traditional 16-year, which, as I said, is my favorite. Again, has that very typical smoky, peaty smell to it. Very beautiful color. Delicious. Again, very similar in taste to the Laphroaig, and again, it's because it's grown in similar conditions. They get the similar amount of water, a similar soil, so it's no big surprise that they would taste similar. Of course, they're aged in different manners over different periods of time and in different casks, because that makes a big deal. But quite good. I'd have to say my favorites, these two, the Laphroaig and the Macallan. If I had to pick one, it would be this one tonight, the Laphroaig. Very smoky, delicious, not hard to drink. Could do it with ice, could do it just straight up. It would be delicious. Yeah, this is far and away my winner tonight. But there'll be more of these. I hope you'll come and watch. We're going to do something different every night. Just getting my feet wet. Come join me again. Thanks.